the coffee aspect, I've been drinking this right here. This, might not be able to see it, but it's the Hayride Seasonal Blend from Bolt Coffee. And when it comes to blends, it's interesting when it comes to blends in the coffee sense because at least from me being the coffee snob that I am, and I'm trying not to be as snobbish about coffee anymore, trying to learn more about coffee, but blends over the years have gotten a bad rap, and there was a couple of reasons for that. I think one, people would know blends is whatever they bought at the supermarket, and sometimes that supermarket well, actually a lot of the time, I'm just going to be honest here, at least in my humble opinion, that supermarket coffee isn't that good, or it's not that great. Very few times have I found a supermarket coffee that was actually, really good that I could, make iced coffee out of or espresso or whatnot. So, a lot of people would know blends that way, and that was already giving blends a bad rap because I don't care, you could have it could be the best concept in the world, but if it's executed poorly, no one's going to like it. So that was the first thing. The second thing was that people, as I'm taking a sip of this delicious Hayride blend, there was a misconception that blends were used to hide inferior product, because and that was happening, but I don't think as widespread as people made it out to be. Every single blend was done this way, and what I mean by that is, there would be Arabica beans and Robusto beans, and Arabica being usually of a higher quality than Robusto. So what you would do is, if you wanted to offload a lot of that Robusto, you would make a blend where it was X amount percent Robusto and X amount percent Arabica. Arabica usually being in the lower percentage, and then you'd make a blend, and that's how you were taking what was considered an inferior product, blending it with a higher quality product, and putting out a new product. So that was another thing as far as coffee blends go that was kind of giving it a bad rap. But that's changed. That's changed with local roasters. That's changed with better coffee companies coming out, just better coffee in general. And so with that changing, so has the idea of coffee blends being bad. Thankfully, that's changed. And you got people like Bolt and others really changing that concept because they're taking time, thought, and care into it. So now, when you look at blends, at least in my humble opinion, I think it's more it's like a good mix. It's like a good DJ making a good mixtape, a good mix. If done badly, then you don't want to hear those songs because the DJ's not doing a good job. But if a DJ does a good job, or if a mix is good, then you like the product as a whole, and then you want to go and see that DJ again. And on top of that, you want to go seek out those songs, and you want to hear those songs again, separately from the mix in of itself. But the mix, introduced you to those songs, or introduced you to those songs in a new way that you didn't think of before. So that's how I relate it now. And actually, I was just reading up on this. So Blue Bottle, which they're one of the bigger independent coffee companies, I guess, because they're owned by Nestle now. But I think Blue Bottle said it best in that coffee blends now, they're, when done right, they're to give you an idea, give you a feeling, give you a certain type of taste profile that you can't get with a single origin. And single origins are the thing right now, and single origins are great. I love them. But you can experiment and play around with blends and really fine-tune taste profiles that you're not really gonna get on a single origin, just from the act of blending it of itself. And it's one of those things, when done right, it's when done wrong, it's awful, but when done right, it's absolutely amazing. So I'm just gonna read a couple of things from this article because I think it's it's really well done. You can probably say it better than I can, but at a most basic level, a coffee blend combines beans from different countries or regions around the world to achieve a unique expression of flavor, acidity, and body, while a single origin from one specific farmer cooperative. Some blends are born out of experimentation, while others are the fulfillment of a desired profile. So yeah, I agree with that definition. I agree that you can do certain things, and I think blends, and it's listed in this article, like when you just want a cup of coffee, and you're not really being picky that day, you just need your caffeine jolt. Blends are great. And blends are great for experimentation. Blends are great, especially seasonal blends, if they can fine-tune the flavors of a season. Like they serve their purpose, and they're amazing when done correctly. And you can even fine-tune it to a brewing style, which is even more awesome in my opinion. But this idea that single origins is better than blends, I don't agree with that. I don't think that's true. Again, I think they're just having their moment. And it's about what you like. Going back to tie it into music, sometimes you want to hear an entire album or entire discography from a specific artist, because you really love that artist and you know what their music is gonna. Usually, you know it like you're going for a specific feel, a specific song. And that's how I would say single origins are, is like you're going to your favorite album, you're going to your favorite artist. Whereas blends are like really good Spotify playlists or really good mixtapes or really good mixes or DJ mixing in a club, where it's, okay, I know they're going to go for a certain vibe, and when done right, you're going to achieve that vibe, but there's going to be some experimentation and things that you maybe heard before, but you're hearing in a different way, or, things that you weren't introduced to before, or songs you've never heard before. Now, because that DJ or that playlist or whoever created that mix did their job correctly, you're going to go seek it out. So that's my spiel on coffee blend.